What is good, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Show Your Stripes. As a certain somebody is no longer involved in the organization. I'm joined as always, by Allie.
Hey guys, it's definitely a day that I really was not expecting to see happen this season and was honestly very shocked. And very happy about it, but I honestly was not expecting it at all. Like, we
I,
knew it was coming, but like, it definitely didn't feel like it would have been something what they would have done during the season.
yeah. Um. So obviously, if you haven't caught the drift, we're talking about Avila has officially been fired, and like I said, honestly, I didn't think this was going to happen mid-season, but I knew it was going to happen eventually. But so the news broke at, let me read the tweet here. It was at 4:21 p.m. The Tigers put out this statement on Twitter. It says the Tigers today announced that they have parted ways with Executive Vice President and General Manager Avila effective immediately. Once I decided to make a change, I sat down and thanked Al for his nearly 22 years of service to our organization, said Christopher Ilitch, Detroit Tigers chairman and CEO. Al's loyalty and dedication has served as an example to all during his time as a leader in our baseball operations department. I will oversee the search process for our next baseball operations leader in cooperation with several members of our baseball and business operations executive teams. I want to reestablish our momentum and progress towards building a winning team, and I am driven to find a talented executive to help us do that. They'll be entering an organization with many foundational elements in place and an exciting path forward. Tigers fans deserve winning teams, and I'm highly focused and committed to deliver that to the people of Detroit and Michigan. With new baseball operations leadership will come a fresh perspective towards evolving our roster and maximizing our talent to reach our objectives. To be clear, our goals are to build a team that wins on a sustainable basis, qualifies for the playoffs, and ultimately wins the World Series. And I'm going to skip this part here because there was a note for a press conference that has already happened. Avila also put out a statement at the bottom here. It says, "For nearly 22 years, I'm going to try and do it in an Avila voice. For nearly 22 years, I have given my heart and soul to this franchise, and I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Ilitch, along with Chris, for the opportunity in treating me as family and my own, and as their own," said Avila. "We've celebrated successes and enjoyed great moments, and I'm proud to have worked with so many talented people in baseball operations and throughout the organization. I'll cherish our friendships and the successes that we all celebrated together. To Tigers fans, you're the best and you deserve a winner. I wish the results would have been better this season, but no, there's a lot to look forward to in the coming years. God bless everyone." So, yeah, that tweet, I'm going to be honest, when I read that tweet, I was literally sitting on my couch because I was going to go to the game tonight regardless, which we're not going to cover it here. We don't have time to do that tonight. But I was literally just sitting on my couch. I was waiting because I had just mowed the lawn out my house, and I was just sitting there, and I see Tigers PR tweeted, and it said, "The Detroit Tigers today announced they have parted ways," and I'm reading that, and I'm like, there's no fucking way they did this, right? Like,
Saying before we started the podcast, I was on my phone and my Twitter notifications were off because I turned them off last night because my phone was blowing up after the game and I forgot to turn them back on. So I actually I didn't see any tweet come through. I saw it through the MLB app when it sent out the notifications, and like I ran to Twitter, and I don't think I have seen the timeline blowing up about anything in so long. Like, it was just crazy.
you even had people who don't even give a shit about the Tigers even tweeting about it. Like, one of the retweets I put out was actually by a Twins beat writer that I ended up interacting with one time, and he put out a tweet saying, what was it here? "If the FBI can get Avila fired, imagine what they can do to you." And
That's great. No, it was crazy. Like, I really feel like, for one, that many people have not been posting on Twitter in months about the Tigers. And for two, like, it honestly, as I was sitting there reading through everything, it really still didn't feel real. Like, I feel like this has been something like the fan base, especially over the last 2 months, has been so like boisterous about and like so adamant on
Yeah,
trying to get this done that like now that it's like actually happened, it's still like setting in.
yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, what is our frustration supposed to go to now? Because obviously, the guy we've been complaining about for so long is no longer involved in baseball operations. So I'm thinking to myself, like, am I supposed to take this out on Chris now? Because I feel happy that he actually did the right thing, but
Yeah.
then he also had that
Oh
ridiculous
my
press
god.
conference that
That
I
press
didn't even watch it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch it, but I saw the highlights of it, and it was so bad.
yes. No,
It
I
was
did
laughably bad.
I wasn't able to watch it, but I watched the few videos of it that I saw on my Twitter, and literally he completely just threw Avila under the bus for everything. Like, even though he's the one that has kept Avila employed this long, like there was just no accountability for anything that has happened. Like, basically just threw it all on Avila. That's the one thing that like I feel I took the most from that press conference, is that he's just trying to avoid having any of that like on him, even though, he's the one that kept him employed for so long.
Like, this is one of the best tweet quotes about it right here. It says, Chris Ilitch, when asked about shedding payroll and trading away the players like Justin Verlander and JD Martinez, I didn't trade those players away. And our general manager did. Which I read that and I'm like, okay, yeah, he made the moves, right? But like, I don't think that he would. I mean, who told him to cut payroll?
Yeah,
It was
like
probably you.
he is the one that's signing the checks. He's the one that's doing all of that, keeping these employees employed. I
Which
mean,
I mean, I'm not. I'm frustrated at Chris for that because obviously he doesn't. He's not taking any sort of accountability. But I can't be too mad at him because obviously he did the thing that should have been done ages ago.
I do
And I'm just
find it I do find it ironic that this happened 8 days after the trade deadline. I mean, I feel like Chris must have known this was coming, like before the trade deadline. I don't know. I don't know if they
well,
just want.
Well, apparently I saw something that he said that he had decided about it like within the past few days and decided to I think he told Avila I think last night or the night prior to that
Okay.
and which makes you wonder how did you not think about this before the deadline?
Yes.
I mean, but then I talked to my dad about it and he said he probably didn't want to get like take go into a deadline without a GM, which
Yeah. No,
that would not have been a good thing.
no, that does make sense. I really am wondering what that breaking point was, though. Like, I know a lot of people have been talking about it on Twitter about like what was the actual thing that really caused him to actually make this happen. I mean, it could have been anything, I guess. I mean, it's all built up to the ending result about there's been nothing done this season. I mean, we are now heavily in last in the division. All of
Yeah.
that. I mean, and then let's look at the game that happened a few days ago where we literally it was literally the first in MLB history to score 7 runs in the last inning that was scoreless beforehand. I mean, all of these things I definitely think have contributed to it, but I definitely was not expecting it to happen in the middle, like not the middle, but like towards during the season. I really thought it was going to happen. It was going to happen after the season was over.
Yeah, I honestly thought that maybe what like I mentioned in a previous pod, we talked about how Avila and Illich did not talk in the Sweet Lou retirement ceremony.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, well, maybe they didn't do it because Illich was thinking about firing him, and they didn't want to like do that and have like it's like you fired me like after the ceremony, like what are you doing?
After the ceremony, when you can talk, the whole stadium was gonna turn out booing Avila. I don't know. That's I just still can't. I mean, I just have been. Everything you're reading today is just all about it, and I just still can't believe it actually happened.
And there was one other quote from that press conference with Illich that I found kind of interesting. It was, what was it? Um, I think it said, I think it was like when asked about like his previous statements where he said like I see the progress, good progress in the organization. I think he said he clarified and said that that was regarding the prospects, and I'm like, really? I mean, the only one who's been doing somewhat decent what has been Riley Green, and Torque has been underwhelming.
Yes. So that really comes down to him, like, that's him backtracking on that because it's
Yeah,
obvious that he really wasn't seeing what was going on until recently. I mean, I
yeah, he
don't know how you couldn't, but apparently he did. He just didn't see what was happening with this team. I mean, it's a mess. This season has been a mess.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go off track here. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the timeline. Just so many people just talking about Avila and him out of being a job. Like especially Jed, our friend of the show, Jed Tigers JUK. Like so many of his fucking tweets were hilarious. Like he had the
Yeah.
one about a week ago where it was soon. It was soon, and it was a picture of Avila going on Indeed. I mean, and these are fucking great. I'm here for the job interview, and it's just a picture of Avila.
I saw people posting like their resumes on Twitter today, being like, "Hey, give me the job." Like it's just this is the most lively that I've seen. Like I feel the Tigers Twitter community in so long.
I didn't mention this when I first talked about it, but after I found out about the news about Avila being fired, I literally was like sitting there in a state of shock, and then I got
Mhm.
up, walked out of my house, and went into right to my left side of the house between houses. That I went on the grass, sat and laid down on the grass, and started talking in the Twitter space about it, and I was like, I can't. It was literally that meme, that LeBron meme. Was like, I can't believe this is my life, or can't believe this is real life, or
Like, is
whatever.
this really happening right now? Because I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, like I was in that like state, or I mean, even Chris said it best in his video about it. He said, "You
Yeah,
ever expect something for so long, and when it actually happens, you don't know what
you're
to do
just
with yourself."
yes, that's exactly how I felt. Just because, like, I mean, the amount that we've talked about it and the amount of people that have blown this up on Twitter, blown it up at games, like stuff like that, you really just don't think still it's gonna actually happen. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't know. I'm still at like a loss for words about it, to be honest.
it just makes you wonder who are they going to go after? Because I mean, they said that they were going to go externally and internally, which obviously that means they could hire somebody from outside the organization, or they'll hire somebody from inside the organization. Which, but if I had to point and make a prediction, I honestly would like them to hire Jeff Luhnow. I've said it plenty of times. The fitting is just perfect. I understand people are going to be hating on us for that because, ooh, Astros, they used the trash cans, they cheated and all that.
Yeah.
But for crying out loud, Luhnow developed so many good players in Houston, and
Mhm.
we haven't been able to do that. So as long as you can get, and especially with the connection to Hinch, if you get
Mhm.
him here, you can develop a team that could potentially be the next coming of the Astros. I don't know. It just makes sense to
No,
me.
I definitely feel like it will be better if they're going from out of the organization. Like I feel like we just need to like blow this open. Like if we want to have actual contenders and like contending teams in the next few years, like this just needs to be like blown. Like everything just needs to be opened up. And like I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but like Illich just needs to have some blank checks ready.
Yeah, they really just need to open up their portfolio to allow for somebody who actually knows what they're doing, and
Yes,
because
no,
because
completely.
I mean, because we haven't had. I mean, as long as we can hire somebody like Dombrowski who knows what they're doing, I'll
Hmm.
be fine with it.
Yes, as long as it's someone that's competent and can perform the job into a way that we're not having the season that we're having this year, and that we're actually able to somewhat get back into those contending spots. I mean, it's all I guess we can ask for at this point.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I feel bad for Alex right now, like Alex Avila. I'm sure he's
Hmm.
like. I feel like I mean, especially considering he's probably had a whirlwind of emotions about it. Although I want to point out one tweet that was hilarious. I saw it during the game. Concussed Al Avila says, why did my dad come home from work so early today?" I
Oh my god.
like even if I just click on Al Avila, I'm sure the tweets are gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it was trending in like the sports section for a while today.
it was trending on all of Twitter. I think it was in the national trending for like for like a couple hours. It was at number
Yeah.
3, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's the most I've seen like Tiger's Twitter alive for a really long time, especially over the last few weeks. I feel like it's just been like dead. So it was nice to actually scroll through and just have like constant new things coming through.
Okay, uh, Al Avila, we'll get him next year, guys. And it's just Detroit. We.
Oh yeah. So if you want a good laugh, go scroll through Twitter, search up Avila, go scroll through Twitter and see what you find.
Like another one. What was it? Hold on.
I will say it now that I know I like tweeted this earlier, but I feel that this is going to be a new era for the Tigers. Like we're done with the Vila era. Like this is a new era. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously we're not going to be expecting anything happening for the rest of this season. I feel we're all at that point, but upcoming seasons, I feel it's going to be different and it's going to be good.
Yeah, let's just hope that Illich hires the right guy, and this team can hopefully head into the direction they should have been.
Yes.
So I think that'll go ahead and wrap it up. We wanted to do a quick pod just to talk about this, and we will do another pod within the next couple days, either tomorrow or what, to recap the whole series against Cleveland. But we just wanted to get that out there and talk about the elephant in the room. So, anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm good. Just thanks for listening and continuing to support.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.